Hello, Builds and Buildettes. I know this isn't a topic I've ever covered, but this news has a special place in my heart. So there's been a huge tragedy for Terraria modding concerning the Calamity mod. For those who don't know, Terraria is a 2D side-scrolling sandbox and the older brother of Minecraft, and it has a hugely popular mod called Calamity. Calamity adds a ton of content ranging from new bosses and reworks of normal bosses, to new biomes, characters, lore, mechanics, and more. Calamity's been in boiling hot water for the past 4 days, and I waited a few days after the news first broke in case more information popped up, and that absolutely happened. To start, we need context. The first owner of Calamity, named Fabsol, was outed in the middle of 2025 for a message sent in the Calamity Discord regarding transgender people. Later it was uncovered he was allegedly running an NSFW server called Wormhell or Wormsin, which was known for hosting a ton of NSFW content, and yes, it gets worse. Minors were allegedly involved quite a few times. It appears that Fabsol and another central figure we'll talk about later allegedly didn't have enough brain cells to keep the server clean of minors, which got Fabsol removed from the head developer role of Calamity. This could have killed Calamity outright with their lead developer gone. Then came in Ozzatron, who took the reins, and everything went smoothly for a while. And we got cool updates like the Brainstorm update, which remastered the Brain of Cthulhu fight, which was really cool. And whether nobody was willing to speak up or could speak up about what happens next is not known to me, but clearly he didn't have a thorough background check on him. Ozzatron, on August 8th, 2026, was outed by the Reddit user u/perchingbutterfly in a nearly 15-minute long video full of screenshots from the exact same server. Yeah. He and Fabsol were shown in this video allegedly talking to minors in the server, sending NSFW content with the personas of minors in the server, and they even essentially held votes with other older members of the server to invite minors. It's absolute insanity. Many were allegedly as young as 15. When this got leaked by this Reddit user, all hell broke loose for Calamity. After verification, the devs confronted Ozzatron about these allegations, and he confirmed them, according to a lengthy Calamity dev interview streamed yesterday. The lead musician, CD Music, resigned the following day, stating,
"I had hoped that new leadership would push the project in a more positive direction in the wake of Fabsol's removal, but any trust I had in Ozzatron as a person or a leader has been swiftly washed away."
Many other developers and contributors followed his example, nuking Calamity's workforce and income in a matter of days. More like hours. The mod's community, dev team, and everything else was spiraling out of control until August 10th when the remaining developers, 2 of them by the way, announced that development had been frozen for the mod. As of writing, they're working on pulling the plug on the Calamity Patreon as Ozzatron can pull money from there, although this is a tough fight as Ozzatron owns Azafir LLC, the legal entity that makes it easier to handle Calamity merch deals, intellectual properties, and the name. There are also alleged work bounties that he owes the devs that are being pursued, but so far, he's been completely silent trying to ride out the storm to continue working on Calamity. There was also, as mentioned earlier, a dev interview by Woot7 that talked about all of this and more, and the fact that the Calamity dev team disbanded and is now only 2 people. Again, they were like 30 people, and now they're 2. It's insane. There's talk about DM Dokuro, the first lead musician who made 90% of the mod's OST, potentially pulling his music, the music mod being shut down, which is confirmed, and the fact that the bounties are harder to pursue legally because they never signed legally binding contracts for said bounties. It's a crazy interview, and I highly recommend you go watch it for yourself. Every source I used is linked in the pinned comment and description. So yeah, this situation has been surreal to watch. I feel like we're watching the Terraria modding equivalent of the ransacking of Rome. It is no understatement to say Calamity is one of the most important mods in Terraria history. For example, DM Dokuro's music has influenced many other mods on Terraria like Ancients Awakened, who took up the Toho church bells in many of their songs. I swear it was a meme for a hot minute. You couldn't escape it for like 3 years. Again, it's mind-blowing that Calamity is dead just like that after years, and with how much influence it had. How could this have happened? Were there background checks done when they went to find Ozzatron to take up the mantle? As far as I can tell, he actually could have prevented this Reddit video from surfacing, since there are mentions in the Reddit video of a resignation letter by Spooktacular, mainly about Fabsol, but also referenced Ozzatron that he apparently ordered get deleted. And the poster also said he was afraid of getting targeted targeted legally, so he had to use a burner account. So not only is he allegedly predatory, but also a power tripper. That's not a good mix of things to have with someone in that position of power. If Calamity ever goes into development again, I hope not just this team, but all Terraria modders have learned a lesson from this and will do thorough background checks for whoever they hire. That's a normal practice in other jobs, and in my opinion, that should go for everyone from this point onwards. If this was done now, Calamity would most likely have survived and it would still be developed, and there'd be someone way better than Ozzatron in charge. The one good thing I can see from this whole situation is that the Calamity fanbase will be able to find new mods to play. Imagine how much the mod Redemption, Split, Ancients Awakened, Spooky Mod, and other mods will pop off now that Calamity isn't hogging the spotlight. They're probably gonna witness an explosion after this. I hope the modding community will take this time to grow and diversify from Calamity, and I'm also hoping Fabsol and Ozzatron will have the authorities called on them concerning the Wormhell server. Such crimes have legal implications, and that's also why I've been using allegedly a lot, since, well, I don't want to get thrown into a whole legal mess if everything is actually false, even though Ozzatron allegedly confirmed everything. As they say, innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also, a quick personal story about Calamity. I was introduced to the concept of modded Terraria through Calamity. Specifically, the YouTube version of Roar of the Jungle Dragon by DM Dokuro. It blew me away that people had such high quality music that wasn't official game material. I went on to my Steam copy of Terraria, and after messing with a few meme mods and cheat sheet, I opened up Calamity on my really crappy Lenovo work laptop. Needless to say, the laptop could barely handle playing the songs and running Terraria, but I was still hooked. This was at the beginning of the COVID lockdown, and later on I got a better computer and did my first real playthrough with my brother and 2 friends, which was an absolute blast. I also just finished a playthrough in like May that lasted 3 years, because I played Terraria on and off. I finally got to see the Exomax, the main reason I started that playthrough, and let me tell you, dodging spoilers for 3 years was hard, but I did it. It breaks my heart that Calamity had to end this way, because it's just that good. The music, mechanics, bosses, and story wove together in a very fun and engaging way that has kept me coming back in hopes of fighting the final boss, Yarim, at some point in my lifetime. The mismanagement of Calamity is a true historical tragedy for Terraria. My prayers go out to those affected by Wormhell's degenerate slop factory, and to the Calamity developers, both former and current, that they'll be able to get what they're owed and find a place to make money doing what they love, as long as it isn't preying on kids. Rest in peace, Calamity. You will be missed. Well, that's all for today. I'll be back probably by the end of this month with a major video about me and the Roblox controversy, so like, comment, and subscribe to see that video. And me playing Terraria and Minecraft. Go forth and do good works, builds and buildettes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! You know, it would be funny if I made my own Terraria mod.